Welcome to the Women in Leadership Body, Mind, Soul, and Business podcast. I'm Charlie.
And I'm Heather. And together we are working to connect women in leadership and business, empowering each other, improving the health and wellness of our community, body, soul, and mind, connecting to the heart and soul of who we are and what we do.
Good morning!
Happy Monday! Woohoo!
That was in unison. That's cool.
That was really cool. We can
We can do
plan
that
this
twice
stuff.
if we tried.
Right.
Oh, this week we're talking about the 4 agreements, and we are also talking about strategic thinking for our mindset topics this week.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
So we've been this quarter we're doing some leadership mindset tools along with our 4 agreements, and it's been going really great. And I love how, because of what we're focused on, we can see how those things are playing out in our lives.
Yes.
And
we're going to talk a little bit about that too.
Yeah, so it's been a bit of a crazy week in a good way.
It's been very full. We've
been
really
dancing. Dancing in the streets. Not really, but lots of fluidity and movement happening.
Yeah, it's very exciting stuff.
It is.
Yeah. So are you ready to get started?
I'm ready.
All right. Heather's going to start us off with the 4 agreements. You were going to read the 4 agreements.
I was going to announce them and you read them.
Oh, that's what we're doing. It's Monday and my coffee is still really full. So
right. We're doing the thing.
Okay.
So the first agreement is be impeccable with your word.
Speak with integrity. Say only what you mean. Avoid using the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love.
Number 2, don't take anything personally.
Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. When you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering.
Number 3, don't make assumptions.
Find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. Communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstandings, sadness, and drama. With just this one agreement, you can completely transform your life.
Number 4.
Ready?
Always do your best.
Your best is going to change from moment to moment. It will be different when you are healthy as opposed to sick. Under any circumstance, simply do your best and you will avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret. And this week, we are talking about being impeccable with our word because we're on chapter 2 this week.
Yay, it's so exciting. And let's just get in there in this book, because remember, this is the companion book.
The companion book is different.
That digs in even deep.
It does. So let's to be impeccable with your word sounds simple, but it's actually really, really super powerful. Think about all the things that you tell yourself. Are you being impeccable with your word?
Well, let's just talk about power of word first, because that's where it comes from, right? So humans are the creators, but our power of creation is invested in our beliefs. So through word, your expression, your creative power, it is through the word that you manifest everything, regardless of what language you speak. Your intent manifests through your word. So the words you are using matter. The words you're using to yourself, the words you use to other people. Did we mention the words you use to yourself?
Right, especially the ones you use. Well, exactly. And then also think it puts a whole new perspective from growing up in the church, and you hear that the word is God.
Yes, that's exactly where this takes you, because they talk about in the beginning was the word, and the word was with God, The
And the
word
word
is
was.
God. Regardless of the language we speak, our intent manifests through our words. No matter what language we speak.
And what religious belief system we believe.
So no, Matt, because sometimes I think about the language we're speaking, as in that language that we're speaking to ourselves, right? Oh,
Mhm.
that's just how I talk to myself,
Yeah.
and that's not okay.
No. Why do we talk to ourselves that way? And the way that we think about this for a minute, put your hand on your heart and say, my name is Steve.
My name is Steve.
Feel how that feels weird,
I even made a funny face.
right? Because you knew it was a lie,
Yeah.
right? And then now take a deep breath. Exhale and say your name.
My name is
Terry.
Heather.
Feel how that feels different in the body. You intuitively know what is true and what is false by how it feels and resonates within your body.
The first time we did that was so impactful because it immediately gave me the tool to just stop and think about how it felt, because now I knew what the truth feels like. Now you can't question that, right? It's what you know, so you can really ask yourself, like, is this true for me?
Right. This is how you break those self-limiting beliefs. Is it true for you? Does it resonate with you? Are you being impeccable with your word to yourself? Because you cannot be impeccable with your word to other people until you are impeccable with your word to yourself.
99% of the time, I'm like, are they lying to me? Are they really just lying to themselves?
Right.
They're not really trying to not be impeccable with their word sometimes.
Yeah. And both of us actually had an experience just this last week, Friday, actually. Both of our teenagers were upset with one of their friends because their friend was not being impeccable with their word.
Yeah.
And what does that look like?
And then how do they process through that? That's another one of their 4 agreements. But because we can use the 4 agreements as a tool to go, okay, what am I really upset about in this situation?
Right.
Was I being impeccable with my word?
Yes.
Were they being impeccable with their word? Is that what's bothering me and not resonating?
Yes.
Okay.
The 4 agreements is like your checklist. Am I being impeccable with my word? Am I upset because they were not being impeccable with theirs? You know, you can ask yourself these questions. Am I taking it personally? Did they take it personally? Right? Am I making assumptions? Or are they making assumptions? And it might be both.
Right.
Right?
There's
Are you
there's
doing
both
your
sides.
best?
Yeah.
Are they doing their best? We get upset with each other because we're breaking these agreements. This is where anger and resentment and stuff comes from.
Right.
So as if we are,
and it's the assumptions after, that's where the
Yes.
resentment comes in, right?
yeah,
So you're angry and then you become resentful because of something. So when something
that you're
else
taking personally,
happens, you take it personally, like, oh my gosh, get off the drama train.
right.
Sorry. But this is how you get off the drama train, right?
Uh-huh.
You start the awareness, you break it down.
Right. So we know how these things work in our lives and with our kids and things like that. But let's talk for a minute about how it works in your business.
I love, well, we have definitely, this one is important for us in our business, being impeccable with our word. We like, if we are showing up, we want to follow through with what we're saying we're doing, right? That follow through piece, do the thing you said, because that's building that trust, whether that's, sending an email, just following up with somebody, just building that.
Right. And it builds trust. If you're not being impeccable with your word, it makes it hard for others to trust you.
Yes.
Right. Because you're not going to trust somebody who's not being impeccable with their word. Well, they said this, but they did something else. Or they said they were going to do this and they didn't.
And then it was like, what else didn't they do? Because now you're paying attention to what they didn't do.
Right.
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 And then that doesn't feel good.
No,
And then does that make you want to move forward with doing business with somebody that doesn't make you feel good?
not really.
Yuck.
Yuck.
Ew.
Ew.
Gross.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why we want to be impeccable with our word. So that
yeah.
not only are we being honest with ourselves and, following up and following through for our clients, but people are going to see that. We've actually had people be like, you actually did the thing that you said you were going to do. I thought you were just like, oh, yeah, I'll help you with that. And then, like,
Nothing.
nothing.
Ghost you. Oh,
Right.
that's just saying it, right?
But that was that person's expectation because that's how they've been
Treated.
treated in the past. So they
Right.
weren't going to take it personally.
Right. They weren't taking it personally. They
But
were
they
just
were
overly surprised that we actually did
the follow
the
through.
do.
Yeah. Anyway.
Check done. Right.
Right. And by you can have clients for life just by being impeccable with your word. You can have friends for life just by being impeccable with your word.
You're your friend for life. when
You're your friend for life.
Impeccable with your word because you like yourself better, right?
You do.
Because you're not letting yourself down.
Right.
Boom.
Boom.
You're not letting yourself down. All right.
This week's strategic thinking
tool for mindset. Let's go.
Cool.
So I love this because and just thinking about that and having critical thinking skills is super important. So and working on it and taking time in your business plan, right? When we're so this is I think especially we do this quarterly review. When we first started, it was a lot more often. But now quarterly we review our systems, right? And we talk about what was working, what wasn't working, what needs to be improved. Is there a better way to do something? We do them quarterly and we review what was working and what isn't working. But also to a lot of our strategic thinking, we talked about how we want to run our business, right? So we already have a set of guidelines going forward. So when we're faced with a decision, we know what we want to do with our business.
Yeah.
So one of us says yes to something crazy, it aligns with us.
Right. And we talk about the big dream a lot.
Yes.
And I think that really keeps us motivated because there's been times that we could have lost our momentum and our motivation.
Oh, easily walked away or stopped or
we just keep doing it.
Yeah.
Because we see all the pieces of these things that we are being impeccable with our word with. Yes. Manifesting in our lives in different ways than we had expected. Right. If we were attached to the outcome, we would miss the whole journey.
It's been so much fun actually seeing how different things come to be. Right? Like how an iPad came into my life.
Right.
Like I would have never even.
And you wanted to try one out to decide if that's how you wanted to go.
Really bad,
forward,
right? Like I wanted to see if I would like one of those or not. I'm not an iPad girl, and that's okay. But now I have those skills. I can work on an iPad, and I can work a Mac again, right? Like I haven't used that in so long, but that's been on my vision board for a couple of years.
Right.
And to see how it came about. So I didn't have to spend any of my physical money, but I have access to the whole experience. It's just coming together. It's really cool. And it feels amazing to just step into that.
It is awesome. It is awesome. We see the magic happening around us, and whether it's our magic or somebody else's, we are just in awe of the journey that we've been able to be on these last 12 months or so, and just super grateful for you guys to be a part of it. And as the ever-changing journey goes, right? We're always
Right.
changing
Always
things.
growing and changing. And we've always talked about leveling up every, we try to level up every week, every episode that we're doing something more.
Hey, I learned a
but
new thing.
growing.
I'm going to put that in action,
Yes.
right?
Yes. And not just sit on it,
Yeah.
using the skills as we go and building on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's all part of strategic thinking, is thinking ahead, thinking about your systems, reviewing what's working and what's not. And if this is not your skill set, I know there's strategic planners out there.
Yes.
I have a referral for one.
Absolutely. We have a
We have a
referral.
referral.
And there's I think that's one of the things that I'm super excited about and right now
Mhm.
is that our referral network is so fast and amazing. And I'm just excited about what everyone's doing.
Oh my gosh, if you need a pelvic floor physical therapist, we've got one that we
got a
can
referral.
recommend.
We got a referral for that. We have
It's pretty cool.
a little bit of everything right now.
Yeah.
And
very cool.
watching everyone's dreams come true
Yeah.
is so cool.
That's the whole magic of this
Yes.
vortex we've been in, and it's been super awesome.
And if you didn't know, we're going to be on the Fave Marketplace app.
Yes.
Coming out at the end of the month.
Faves at your fingertips, you
I'm
guys.
so excited.
So it's going to be an app of
shopping,
entrepreneurs, referrals.
Our podcasts will be on there. Events will be on there.
Services
and
goods. Yeah.
And they're all
amazing women.
Yes. And that it's a great network to tap into.
It is.
And it's pre-screened.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to say, it's
pre-screened. It is
pre-screened. So everyone on there has been through and met with Karen. And she personally has picked them.
Yes.
So they're her faves. That's
right.
It's like what, she said it started because of her mom asked her, like, what kind of mascara are you using? And she's like, we need to be able to talk about that. Or
the girlfriends would be like, oh, where'd you get that? Oh, I got it from so-and-so. So instead of that, it's all...
that is the
pretty cool
idea and energy behind it's like your faves, like everyone's favorite things in one place. At your fingertips.
And going into the holidays, that's super fun.
Right?
These are a few of our favorite things.
Okay. It's Monday. We love you. And thank you so much for joining us on today's episode and starting your week off fabulously.
Don't forget to be impeccable with your word today and think about some strategic planning and thinking.
You got this.
We love you. Namaste.
So we are Sue and Greta, or our trail names are Lilo and Stitch, and we are hiking the whole Appalachian Trail from Maine to Georgia, so 2,194.3 miles. And we're doing it to raise $50,000 or more.
Yes.
For Parkinson's disease research.
Yeah, through the Michael J. Fox Foundation. And we are doing it all in honor of my dad, her husband, who was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease back in 2010. So and we all know so many people who are diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, and we are trying to do our small part in the world of Parkinson's disease to find a cure.
Thank you for joining us today on the Women in Leadership, Body, Soul, Mind, and Business podcast. Please download the podcast on your favorite podcast player. We love you, and we will see you next time. Namaste.